3:40.
We all set? We good?
I'd like to make a motion that we recess to executive session under Rhode Island General Law, Section 42-46-5A1, interview of special counsel candidates.
Second that motion.
Motion on the floor, second, all in favor?
Davis, aye.
Moffat, aye.
Burns eye.
Gary, aye. We're not gonna just record.
Oh,
Steve Gary.
I make a motion that we reconvene in open session.
Motion on the floor,
A second.
second, all in favor?
Davis, aye.
Burns eye.
Moffat, aye.
Gary, aye. Statement from the, statement by the council president that no votes were taken in executive session will not be disclosed at this time in accordance with RIGL 42-46-41B, which states all votes taken in closed session shall be disclosed once the session is reopened, provided however a vote taken in closed session need to be disclosed for
Need
the
not.
period of time during which its disclosure should jeopardize any strategic negotiations or investigations undertaken pursuant to discussion in the conduct under SUI 42-46-5-A.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we seal the minutes of the executive session.
Second,
Motion on the floor, second, all in favor?
Burns
Davis, aye.
Moffat, aye.
Let's meeting to order. Roll up, salute to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks, Sharon. Thank you all, councilors. All right, roll call. Council Moffitt.
Here.
Davis.
Present.
Council Burns.
Here.
Council Geary is here and Scott is recused. Or absent. Okay. New business, 1, discuss and consider and possible vote to retain special counsel for the building and zoning department. You guys want to talk to Tony first?
Yeah.
Let's talk to everybody. Then we'll vote.
Yeah.
Tony, you
Let
want
them
to
all
take,
talk.
Tony, you want to take the podium and just discuss the matter at hand? Make sure you're talking to the mic.
Okay, what's going on is,
Take it from step 1.
Mr. Bill Hurst repeatedly, we took him to court once before for debris surrounding the property at 20 Maplehurst. He cleaned it up. Then we had a situation, I'm gonna go right through it. We had a situation where the Hopkinton police entered the property, bringing him back a personal belonging that he left somewhere. The door was open, the police went in, they had body cam. The place is disgusting, unsanitary, and uninhabitable for any human occupancy. So what happened was, once I did that, I went down and verified it myself. We had a meeting at the police station between the town manager, Brian Rosso, Chief Carrier, and myself, and the council president, Gary. I wrote up a letter, sent it certified mail and delivered it on site that we are condemning the property. I took a placard, put it on the building, unsafe condition, can't live there. You can't stop him from living there. He agreed to leave and stay with a friend. So at this point, we had a meeting with Scott Bill Hurst. He said he was going to try to clean the building out. He's got a dumpster on the property. That was, I believe, Sherry, what was that? We sent the original letter on August 9th, I believe. On August 9th, he agreed to work with us. There's been very limited progress on the property. There is a dumpster there now. Under the code, I can board the dwelling. I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. I want to see if there's any progress within the next few days, that these dumpsters are getting filled up. But even under the code, it says to board a house, you have to take the rubbish out of the house. However, I feel it's a health safety issue. There are children in the area, and I don't want anybody going in the building. So I will take responsibility for that if I have to board it. In a nutshell, that's about it. But once the rubbish and the clothing and the debris is taken out of the building, that's not the end of it. I don't think he has any sanitary facilities. I think the well is faulty. I think the septic system is faulty. And, you know, that's under minimum housing and state code. You can't live in a house in those conditions. The other thing is you have to have heat between you don't need heat between May and October, but after October, you have to have a heating system that's operable. So just cleaning out the building is not going to solve the problem. It's a start. We've had several people call the office that said they're not going to get involved. There was a price, I believe, from Servpro for like $25,000 to clean the place out. Was it 42, Brian? And I mean, I don't know who's going to pay for this. But I mean, under the law, we can board. I check with the state. I can board the house. So I mean, that's.
Tony, they give you a criteria, like, you know, like, it sounds like you're trying to work a little bit, which I appreciate.
Well, I mean, we can work with them, but as long as there's progress, Sherry and I went by there today. There was like 4 bedspreads in the dumpster.
What I'm saying is there's a law state, you got a month to do this.
Yes,
6
well,
months to do this.
I can board the house after 7 days if he doesn't board it. But if you say you're going to work with me, I can work with you. However, I mean, no one's working with us. Well, he is working with us now. He got a dumpster, but they need manpower.
So basically what you're saying is your determination of working with me.
My determination, it's an unsafe condition. No one should go in there. He hasn't been staying there. But I think I can work with him and we can wait a few days to see what happens. However, do I think anything is going to happen? No, I don't, in my opinion.
Started on the 9th.
Yeah, so I can get the
Okay,
highway,
better.
I got the highway department on board. We go to Home Depot, get the plywood,
No, I'm not gonna, okay.
board it, and then we can have if we want to do this, and then we can put a lock on the door, put it on hinges. Piece of plywood on hinges, we can get in and out of there. But I mean, if he wants to work with us, he needs manpower. He can't do it himself, but I just don't know where he's going to get this manpower because I think he's exhausted all his people who want to help him. I mean, the Masons called us. They said they're not doing it. They put enough money into the project.
Well, the thing that, you know, you can get 100 people in there, whatever the case may be. But the thing is, if there's black mold and stuff like that in the house, that's bad.
And if you have no well and septic, it's,
I believe the septic is a cesspool. I can't tell you if it's operational.
Need water.
He's got no water. I mean, the well is turned off. He doesn't have any sanitary facilities.
And
yeah,
just for the record, you dealt with him prior about the outside of the yard with the neighbors complaining.
A little over a year ago.
But as far as to my knowledge, this is not the first time that this has gone this far. This has happened many, many times for many, many years now. And it has been pushed aside and taken care of, not saying from yourself, from anybody sitting in this room, but I mean, how long do you prolong the inevitable?
In my opinion, I don't think it's gonna get done.
So can I?
Right?
ask
Yeah,
a question?
please.
Yeah.
speak up.
Because I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here, because it sounds like the dumpster working with you, but removing the materials from the property, there's still going to be water damage. There's still going to be mold. Is it going to be sanitary enough for him to live in if he fills that dumpster 8 times and gets everything out of there? Is it
No.
gonna be a safety?
No, because
That's kind of a moot point then.
Right, because what happens, once all the stuff is out, you have to get, that place has got to be gutted out. You got to get a professional in there. The mold's got to be treated.
It sounds like it's going to take a minimum of 42,000.
It's, to me, it's a demolition is what it is. It's the only way you're going to get rid of everything in there. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I think we can board the building. Like, that's my opinion.
You don't mind if we hear from the chief also?
Absolutely.
Sherry's had her hand up. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'd like to hear from everybody, whoever wants to speak, please.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Chief.
So as Tony said, we kind of got involved in this. The police department got involved on returning some property to Mr. Hirsch that was brought to the police station. And as soon as an officer went there, we had some concerns. Since that first initial onset of our activity, I've assigned Officer Dasso, who's our elderly affairs officer, to kind of follow up and work on this case. Last week, she went back into the residence, and that was the first time that we actually went inside the house. The first initial was just body cam footage through the front door. Last week, Officer Dasso went into the residence, and there's a video of us going through the residence, seeing the bathroom, seeing at least 2 to 3 inches of water on the main living area, stagnant water that's been leaking for over a year. Down in the basement, there's at least 6 inches of water that's been down there. So that water has posed some significant problems to the inside of the residence with just the mold and the black mold that's visible on the body worn camera footage and stuff. So I told Officer Dasso, I don't want any first responders going back into that house without full respirators on. It's not safe for an officer to go back into that house. If he's permitted to go back in there and he needs medical treatment, or if something happens to him, we're putting our first responders at jeopardy, because that house, I've been doing this for 35 years. I've seen some bad houses, but with a water leak that's been unattended for over a year, that's coming out of a bathroom, is significant mold that can be airborne, and that can get into your lungs. And I don't want one of my officers subjected to that any more than she did that one time. So like I told her advisor, we're not going into that house without full respirators on. She worked with Serpro. We've got 2 people down there to kind of help facilitate to see what we could do. Officer Dasso aligned this all up. She had somebody from Serpro come down. She met them. Scott was supposed to be there. He did not show up at the time that he was supposed to. But Serpro went in and did an assessment. The assessment was $42,000 just to pull the stuff out and to mitigate the mold by spraying some antibacterial stuff on it. On that estimate, it says clearly that that is not to remove the drywall or the flooring. The drywall and the flooring has to come out of that house. Because it's just, who knows what the structural damage is when you start removing things out, and the mold damage inside the walls. So my concern as the law enforcement is I don't want to have any first responders be put in jeopardy because of this. We've been dealing with this that I'm aware of since 2012. And it hasn't been kicked down. It's not like we've been not dealing with it. In 2012, we dealt with it very significantly. House was condemned. Resources were given to him. Chief Palmer actually made a lot of phone calls and got him Mr. Hirsch residence over at the Warm Shelter, an apartment over there. And then, things went backwards again. So my experience is that unless we take action, he's not going to do it on his own.
Well, that's what I was asking. I
Yeah.
wasn't referring that anybody actually
Yeah.
kicked it down the street. I was referring that.
But I think the town zoning goes back even further than that. But from the police department standpoint, I have a file on it, on that condition that goes back to 2012.
Okay.
So that's where I stand if I have any questions. But like I said, Officer Dasso is off today. I would have had her come on, but she could.
We thank her
But-
for her time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry.
So yeah, sure.
I just wanted to give you guys the timelines on these. The latest letter, the condemnation letter was August 9th. State code gives us 30 days to allow him to work to clean out the house or bring it into compliance. So that would bring him to September 9th.
The next
Monday.
week.
Monday.
Right, and at that point, once those 30 days have gone by, state code says if he hasn't done anything there, that building official can absolutely have the order that the house be boarded. So I just wanted to let you guys know that timeframe.
So hold on,
Um,
let me just make sure I'm saying, where I'm saying on this. August 9th, we put the sticker on the house. Monday is 30-day period.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. The dumpster arrived Thursday, yesterday afternoon. So, whether progress is made over the weekend or not will remain to be seen on Monday. And just to verify too, since I feel like I am the dinosaur in the room, this goes back to 2002. I started in 2002 and there were issues back then. Unfortunately, it's never been really, everything's kind of been a Band-Aid, a temporary fix, and the situation just continues to reoccur. So nothing's really been established.
I think what Council Burns was referring to, he wasn't referring to anybody in this room or in the last couple of years, just prior things were enabled. Different town manager, different police chief, different building inspector. I don't think he's referring to any of us.
No,
Oh, absolutely. I have notices of violations from 5 different building officials.
All
Going
right,
back.
thanks, Sherry.
Can I ask one question? So basically, even if he fills up the dumpster, the house still needs to be boarded on the 9th.
Absolutely. As Tony
Thank you.
said, even if he
Good.
fills up the dumpster, he can't just go
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
house
he's got to, I mean, if you're talking drywall, I mean, you're talking rebuilding the whole house down. from
It has to
studs
be
and
gutted.
everything.
Yeah.
He needs a new house. I mean,
So
that's,
that means
Yeah.
the 30-day comply technically on the 9th, right?
Mhm.
That means the house would have to be habitable by the 9th, correct?
Say again, I'm
The
sorry.
30, you got a 30-day comply is what you had mentioned.
Correct.
what level of compliance
What,
is it?
exactly, what level of compliance?
Running water, septic.
Right, that would be everything.
So it has to be.
So it's not
Yeah,
So
happening.
there's
so
no
it's not
possibility of this happening.
No,
by-
it's
Probably
not.
not.
No.
Okay.
And after, and as I said, at the 30 days are up on Monday, which then gives building officials the authority to order it boarded.
I understand. It makes us all sick. I mean,
It's unfortunate.
But I mean, we've established that there is a safety hazard, not only to Scott, but to his neighbors, to any children. I mean, it's,
It's a safety hazard and a health.
yeah,
hazard.
and
Mhm.
For him going in and now they're trying to clean it, that,
That's even
or
worse.
even somebody from, as the chief said, from first responder, I don't know. Somebody walking in there, I mean, black mold wiped out almost the whole entire generation in Europe in the 16th, was it 16th, 17th century? So something to look at.
Yeah, and it's an overwhelming task. It's not something that an individual is going to be able to accomplish. on
oh,
their
no,
own.
I,
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
100%.
Even with a
One
group of
hundred percent.
a
I'm a
dozen
working
people
guy.
there.
I know what it would take to go in to do anything like that. And
Just saying.
like Tony said, it would take manpower
Or
to
do we
go in
just
there and do that.
wanna
You would
make the
need a
motion
crew
to-
of 15,
Absolutely.
I mean,
retain
100%.
it.
It's,
Absolutely.
yep.
All right. All right.
All right, thanks, Sherry.
Just one more.
Yep.
We don't know the conditions of the floors. Somebody could fall through the flooring.
Well, that's what I asked about.
We,
the
Yeah.
we have no idea.
Yeah.
And I agree
Mr.
with the
Hurst-
chief. Chief brought up a great point about, if he gets sick in there and first responders, they could fall through the floor. So, I mean, my opinion is we board the house. That's just my professional opinion.
Mhm.
Just as we would with any other citizen who had the same situation.
Well, exactly. Any other citizen of our town, which has been done in the history of Hopkinton, has already been done. You have to go on the officials.
Right, and we also, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else, but
Okay.
other than, I mean, whatever has to be done, I'm sure it's not up to us really, it's up to you. So you have my blessing to do what needs to be done and in the best interest of the town, because it has been described to me that it is, it's beyond repair.
He can, if we board the house, he has the right to go to the Rhode Island State Building Code Commission Board on an appeal. You can appeal anything I do. But I can't see anybody pulling an appeal after the condition, looking at the conditions of that house. In my opinion, it's a demolition. It needs to be demolished.
I mean,
But
for the
that's
record
not for
too,
me
I
to
have a
say
heart. I
at
don't,
this
you know,
point.
this isn't
All we have
something
to
that
do
I
is secure the building.
look forward to. I mean, but this is, it's a reality. It's facts. I mean, there's police reports. I mean, there's pictures. There's, I mean, it's
Pretty well
it's-
documented.
it's well documented.
Something's gotta happen, I get it.
Yeah.
And we gotta respect the decisions.
Absolutely. 100%.
Somebody want to make a motion?
What are we making a motion on?
To
though?
retain special, I make a motion to retain special counsel for the building and zoning department
I
for
second
this
that.
particular issue.
Motion on the floor, second, all in favor?
Davis, aye.
Moffat, I,
Burns eye?
Fury, aye.
and then a couple of things. I mean,
Yes.
You guys also want to.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we just,
Well, that was the
I don't know if
motion.
we
that was the
can.
motion.
But I didn't know if we have to say the name.
All right, so let's just ask.
We voted to
does that give you
retain.
The authority to hire special counsel
Steve, does that give Brian's, or do we have to use
because
names?
how did they have to indicate who it is?
I think that if you have a person that you're ready to appoint, that you should make a motion to appoint that particular person.
Okay.
Okay.
I make a motion that we appoint
Martha.
Martha Daly
Day.
Day as a special counsel for the building and zoning department issue, which
I'll,
is
I'll
discussed.
second that motion.
Motion on the floor, second, all in favor?
Davis, aye.
Moffat, I.
Burns eye?
Fury, aye.
And Mr. President, could I just explain just the fact that the reason that you are appointing special counsel is because I would obviously have a conflict given the fact that Mr. Hurst is a councilman and I am appointed to my position by the council, which is why any sort of action taken in this regard, I would be recused from. I've provided Marita with a form to provide the Ethics Commission indicating that I would be recused out of this because of that conflict.
We
Thank you.
understand, we understand that, the attorney cycle, we understand that, we appreciate it. We did have a very good interview with the attorney here. She does have avenues that could help the person at the point here, so more than happy. It was a good selection. I want to say thank you, Steve.
Yeah,
Anybody
thank you.
else?
okay.
Motion to adjourn? Anybody's got anything else?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion's on the floor.
Second.
All in favor?
Davis, aye.
Burns eye?
Moffat, I.
Here, I adjourned. Staff, I
you.
want to say thank you. Councilors, I want to say thank you.